Would you believe me if I say this is Minecraft rendering in lifetime on a 2020 mid-range GPU at a stable 120 FPS? Well, yeah, it is. And in this video, I'm going to show you how you can get results like this and what mods I'm using. First off, I'm using 1.21.8. Also, you have to use Fabric. That's because for the terrain generation, I'm using a combination of Lithosphere, a well-known terrain generation mod, and Still Life, an add-on for Lithosphere that adds way more realistic vegetation and stuff. You can see it right here. It adds dense forests, plain fields, mountains up to 417 blocks. That's the highest that I found. And those beautiful white lagoons, rivers that stretch over thousands of blocks. Like right here, I'm following this river. I flew with an elytra for about 5 minutes. Yeah, it was well over 1,500 blocks. All the way to this lagoon right here. Yeah, Lithosphere with Still Life combined is just, in my opinion, the best terrain generation mod for Minecraft. I suggest you use Modrin just because you have more fabric mods, especially in the terrain generation category. Now, you might ask yourself, how am I able to see that far? I'm right now at a render distance of about 2048 chunks. And you can get results like that with a few mods. Many people know Distant Horizons. It's a well-known level of detail mod. What it does is just, it shows the chunks that are far away in a very low detail, so that your PC can handle it. But the mod that I'm using is Voxy, a fairly new mod. It's been around for around 1.5 years. It's not really new, but it's way newer than Distant Horizons. And Distant Horizons uses your CPU, while Voxy uses your GPU. And that's why Voxy is way more efficient and looks way better. The only problem, if you thought that the shader support in Distant Horizons was limited, it's now getting way worse with Voxy. You can only use a handful of shaders, and only in the newest versions of Voxy, so you have to use newer versions of Minecraft. And that's a perfect point to speak about the shader. I'm using the Solar shader. It's one of the few shaders that actually works with Voxy, and it looks great. You have all the settings. I'm using depth of field right now just for the cinematic shots, but I wouldn't suggest you turn it on in normal gameplay. Yeah, that's how you turn your Minecraft into a cinematic masterpiece. Now, you can't play this on every device. I wouldn't suggest playing this on devices with less than 8 gigabytes of RAM. 8 gigs is like the minimum if you have everything in the background closed. I also would suggest you a CPU with 6 cores, ideally 8. And least on the GPU side would be an RTX 3060 or a Radeon RX 6600. I'm using an RTX 3070 with only 8 gigs of VRAM, and I realized that's way too little, just because I have OBS in the background and sometimes my recording would stutter even though I wouldn't realize it in the gameplay because there wasn't enough VRAM. Now, that's going to be it. Thanks for watching. I will put all the links of the mod in the description so you can try it out yourself. Also, make sure to leave a like and maybe write a comment for what mods you could use to also enhance your Minecraft experience. Anyways, I'm out. Bye.